Okay, so I posted like a community post asking people to send me their K-pop opinions, and I got like 50 replies. So yeah, I think I'll divide this in parts. I don't know how many though, maybe two or three. But yes, I'll do the first like 10, 15, and then we'll see. Anyways, also because I did not have actually any like video to show, I'll just be unboxing, not really unboxing, but flipping through some random albums I have at home. I don't like using fan cams. It always gets my videos copyrighted, and I swear to God, nothing pisses me off more than like doing a big video and then I'm uploading it and suddenly it's copyrighted and I have to do it all over again. It pisses me off so bad. So to save my sanity, I'll just be unboxing albums. If you have any idea or anything you want to see in the next part I do of this, do let me know. But yeah, let's go. This person said some fandoms force closeness among their idols to a point that they are just writing their own fanfiction and sharing it as fact. The members would just look at each other and then suddenly there's 1,000 fan edits taking it as proof that they are each other's soulmate. Like, why? Yeah, I agree. I think shipping can get pretty weird, especially with boy groups. I saw someone on TikTok that made a book based on Han and Lino from Stray Kids. I think they also did a book with I think Jungkook and Taehyung from BTS. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's weird. They're real people. They're not characters in a story you can just write about and ship like they're real people. It's weird. Don't do that. I mean, you can ship them fine. You can read fanfiction, but when it gets to a point where everything they do it seems like a romance to you, then please stop. Maybe unstand the group for a while. Just turn off your phone. It's not like that. Please. No, no, no. Just no. Another person said, I hope 5th gen is better than the 4th gen. More idols will interact more freely without being scared of shipping. I don't know. I think this can go both ways. Is the 5th gen gonna be better than the 4th gen? I don't know. I'm kind of scared actually. But about the interacting, I really don't know. Again, I think it can go both ways. It can either get really worse or better. Did it get better for the 4th generation? I mean, I don't think. I think they're interacting less, but they're not getting shipped more. Does that even make sense? Like I'm thinking, like Changbin and Haewon did a TikTok together and they were not shipped, but they also didn't do more. I don't know what I'm saying at this point, but yeah, I think it can go both ways. Hopefully, it does get better because I love seeing interaction, especially inside the same company. But yeah, let's see how it goes, honestly. Okay, someone else said IVE is very overrated and Love Dive didn't deserve Song of the Year. I honestly, let's start with the second part though. Love Dive didn't deserve Song of the Year. I honestly don't agree. I think Love Dive was a hit, like a massive hit. Not even, I don't know about statistics and numbers, sales, and whatever, but popularity wise, Love Dive was huge. Like, everyone was listening to Love Dive, everyone is still listening to Love Dive, everyone knows, like, the narcissistic choreo part. It was a huge hit and it deserved Song of the Year. However, if you think Tomboy also deserved it or deserved it more, I don't disagree. I think Tomboy was also a huge hit, it's undeniable. But I don't think it's fair to say Love Dive didn't deserve, because it honestly it did. We all know it was a huge hit. Now, is I very overrated? I don't think so. You see, like, the group clearly was already set to be very popular with Wonyoung and Yujin. Like, how can I say this without disrespecting your opinion? Like, I don't think you can say IVE is overrated because we all knew whatever group is gonna have Wonyoung was gonna be very popular, and not just because of Wonyoung. Like, the songs are great. The members are all very talented. They're all very pretty. They're all great dancers. They have good stage presence. Even though I know people are now picking up that they don't, they do. Let's just not start with that. Everyone listens to their songs. Everyone was screaming on top of their lungs about 11 in Love Live and Afterlife. So I think they're not overrated. I think they were set to be popular, and they continue their careers with good music and good performances. So it's understandable why they are so big right now. If they were overrated, they wouldn't be popular, right? If they're popular, it's because they deserve it. They have good music, or they have good members, or this or that, you know? I don't know, I don't think are overrated. I'm not a fan of them, but I don't think their popularity is not deserved. Also, I just want to add, I don't think I said this when I was recording, but people say this about every single group. Every single group that gets successful, they will be called overrated. Like, can we please pack this argument up? It's tiring. Groups are not overrated if they're popular, it's because they deserve to be popular. They have something that makes them likable. So just, just pack this argument up. It's tiring at this point. Some parts of Antifragile sound so auto-tuned, which makes it impossible to listen to. Also, people need to stop shitting on noise music. It's called noise music for a reason. Okay, let's start with the first one. I'm not sure which parts of Antifragile you're talking about because I listen to that song so much. I don't even I don't even process it anymore. My brain just starts singing it along. But yeah, I love Anti-Fragile. I honestly think every part that people were like, oh, this part is a little like it's part of the song, you know. It's why it's so different, why it's weird. I love it. I think I love when groups do something different. It's just I cannot shit on that. Like they tried and it's a good song. So, but if you think it's out of tune and you can listen to it because of it, that's your opinion. And I respect it honestly. I understand if like songs when they are different, like and mix a low or anti-fragile. I understand if you're like, oh, I don't really like it. I can listen to it because it's not my taste. It's fine. I don't really see a problem with that. The second part, also people need to stop shitting on noise music. It's called music for a reason. Honestly, I agree. I don't really see the point in people calling music noise and just saying they can listen to it. I mean, it's music. Unless they're literally just I don't know, blowing houses in the background of a song. It's not noise, it's literally music like side effect. That beat is literally something EDM. It's literally something you would listen to in a club. It's music. It's EDM music. It's not noise, it's music. Just don't listen to it if you don't like it. I don't get it. Like it's not like people enjoy ballads either, so I don't know, people are weird with music. They always have to find something to shit on songs. Just don't listen to them. How hard is it? Just when the start music starts playing, just press next. That's easy. It's not that hard, honestly. Being a fast rapper isn't the same as being a good rapper. Speed doesn't mean anything if you can keep a rhythm, change your tone to suit the song, or play around with inflection. It's true. I mean, it's obviously very true. Being a fast rapper is a very impressive thing nonetheless, but it's not all that makes you a good rapper sometimes. Like the person said, it doesn't even mean you're a good rapper, it just means you can, you know, go fast at it. But yeah, you can be a fast rapper and be a good rapper, it's just not all the times, it's not all it's not always correlated. My English turned off today, I'm sorry. At this point, I'm convinced companies make up scandals to get their groups or artists more media coverage, and everyone keeps falling for it, especially those who've debuted in the last few years. I understand your point, and I honestly agree with it. But when I read your opinion, I was trying to think of a situation of a rookie group that had a scandal, but I did not remember. I mean, I remember scandals, but I didn't see how they could benefit the group. Most of the ones I could remember actually did worse for the group's popularity. But I agree, I mean, nonetheless, like companies do the weirdest shit to get people talking about their groups and their artists. It just sucks because most of the times the idols have to suffer from it and not so much the company. Like even when a company does some concept that is not very well received, I mean the fans will most likely attack the company, but most people will be like, "Oh, this group did this. They should disband. They should flop, whatever," and they'll attack the idols for it too, which sucks. It's not even related to your point, so I'm sorry, but that's just what I wanted to say. It sucks that most times the idols have to suffer from the company's doings. Just because an idol's visual doesn't suit your taste, it doesn't mean they're ugly. So true. Like nothing pisses me off more than when people talk about idols' visuals. Like, please, if you're gonna comment on an idol's visual and tell me that they're ugly, I'm gonna need you to like stop what you're doing, open your front camera, take the photo, and send it to me, because I do not believe you're prettier than them. I'm sorry. Like, I mean, well, there are idols that I just don't think are that pretty or are that visual. But I have a mirror at home. I don't think I'm prettier than them. I don't think I have morals to be saying that they're ugly on Twitter or anywhere else. So yeah, please just shut the fuck up. If you think an idol is ugly, just keep it to yourself. We don't care. No one cares. And you're probably not even prettier than them to begin with. Debut songs don't always have to be bangers, and I could not agree more. Like, I genuinely believe, and this is kind of a weird opinion, I think debut songs should not even be like the best song of their art. I mean, obviously, but like when you release a debut song that is so good, you will never top it in your entire career. That's not a very good sign. I mean, you will obviously get a lot of fans from debut, but they will not stick if you cannot keep up with how good the song is. So I do believe the debut song should be good, but it should not like set the standard so high you will never top it. This person said three things, so I'm gonna break them down. The first thing they said was Ven Para by Weekly was one of my favorite songs from this year. I know a lot of people hate it because of the concept change and stuff, but the song is so catchy. I agree. I mean, I don't think it's my favorite song from this year, but I don't think it's a bad song either. I don't understand why people are upset about their concept change, but I respect them for doing so. If they wanted to do the concept change, I mean, good for them. They should do it. I loved Weekly's previous concept, so I was a little upset. But I don't think Ven Para deserves the hate or the comments people were making about it. Ven Para is still a great song. I think Weekly can do whatever they want, if I'm honest. They have so much talent in that group that like even if they wanted to like change their concept every single comeback, they would do a good comeback every time. Their next opinion was also Nitro by Park Jihoon is literally the best song ever released. I don't know that song, but I will. Wait, I will listen to it right now. Hold up. Okay, I'm gonna listen to it right now. I'm gonna do a live review. I don't know if I will post it if it's too long, but let's go. First of all, he's gorgeous. Ooh, ooh, why is it so good? Wait, wait, I'm listening to it on my headphones. That's why you can listen. I'm not gonna get copyrighted in this, but wait, you're onto something. I love his voice. Ooh. Oh, you're onto something. The song is good. It's very different. It's different, but it's not like weird, you know? Okay, the song is very good. You're onto something, honestly. This is not what I was expecting. I don't know why. I think he always seemed more like a cute concept guy. But thank you for saying this. I like the song. I'm gonna listen to it more. And also, I feel like wonyoung gets way too much hate. It's true. I feel like I'm gonna be talking about wonyoung a lot in these opinions. But I just want to set it clear that I do not hate wonyoung. I do not condone hating. Is condone even the right word to say this? I don't know. Please don't hate on wonyoung. She's literally 18 years old. She's been in this industry since she was 14. Just leave her alone. If she does something you don't like, just don't. Just who cares? She's better than you. Like the poor girl, leave her alone. She's just doing her thing. She's just a singer. She seems like such a sweet girl, and you'll just keep hating on her for no reason at all. It's so weird to me. Like she ate a strawberry and suddenly, oh my god, she's so great. She's shut the fuck up. Who cares? Go eat your own strawberries and shut the fuck up about Wonyoung. That poor girl. And I'm not even her fan. Imagine if I was. I would be pissed off right now. And lastly, they said, not really unpopular at all. The Blackpink's album was so mid. Please, they should stick to their solo activities. Well, I mean, it was not my favorite album of Blackpink's, but I don't think it was mid. I think Blackpink just have their standards way too high. It's still a very good album. If you don't listen to it thinking about Blackpink's previous releases, it's still a pretty good album. But yeah, I think people are getting a little tired of Blackpink's overall concept of disappearing and coming back and disappearing and coming back and disappearing and coming back. Like the fact they have good music and good concept is just not enough anymore. So I understand why this album didn't hit as much for people. They should stick to their solo activities. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they have a consistent group anyways. Like they basically already just do solo activities and then reunite as Blackpink once every 2 years. So they're basically gonna be doing what they're doing already if they do this band. It's just we're just not gonna have Blackpink music every 2 years, which is sad because I really love Blackpink and I love seeing them together. But yeah, I do think it's for the best if they decide to not renew their contracts and stick to like solo activities. However, I just want a Jisoo solo album. It's all I want from Blackpink at this point. Like I don't know what's her plan for the future if she wants to stay as an actress, but I would die for a solo Jisoo album. I love her voice so much. Just I would give anything to have an album of her singing. I need it so bad. The next opinion is also about Blackpink, and the person said Blackpink doesn't make good music. Sorry. Yeah, I don't know how to tell you this, but I strongly disagree. I think they make excellent music. I think they're one of the few groups, not few groups, but they're a group that consistently make good music, and they make different songs too. So I'm sure if you listen to all their B-sides, there's gonna be at least one that you're gonna like. I think people base their hate. I don't think I know for a fact people base their knowledge on music. They're mixed, like they're what they think of their music based on what they think of the group outside or think of the fandom, which is not fair at all. Blackpink make great music. Like I respect it if you listen to it and you think, okay, it's not my type. But to say they don't make good music, no, that's just not true. They do make good music. It's obviously good. You just don't like it, that's a thing. If you don't listen to them and you don't think they're your taste, that's fine. However, do say that. Say Blackpink make music that is not for me, and not Blackpink doesn't make good music, because that's not true. I'm sorry, but they do make good music. This person said Bang-chan is the hottest Skis member. Sorry, Stray Kids member, no question. Girl, no one is questioning anything, I agree. Is any of the Stray Kids member not hot? I mean, yeah, Chan is. I mean, this is dangerous territory. I'm not gonna dive into this. But yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. If you told me, I don't know, Changbin is the hottest member, I would be like, yeah, you're not wrong. If you told me Lino is the hottest member, I would be like, yeah, you're not wrong. So yeah, thank you for this opinion. It was nice to laugh a little in the middle of all this chaos. People should start saying one of, like my old group is one of the best groups, or this is one of their best songs. I agree, but I also see it from the other side, and I think people should start taking things less seriously. Like, you know, when people say, oh, this idol is the it boy of the fourth generation. I mean, sometimes they mean it and they're being serious, but most times they're not. And then people start fan wars over that. Like, be for real, it's not that serious. I promise you that those idols are not sleeping less at night just because you said this is their best song. Like, I think people are too serious on K-pop. It's just music, it's just performers. Like, if I go and say, like, the smallest group, like a minuscule group is the best group ever, do you think I'm serious? I'm not. Obviously, I don't think they're better than, like, Stray Kids or BTS. But, like, don't take it seriously. Just relax. People should relax a little more. But yeah, if saying one of makes people unclench a little, I think it should happen, honestly. Nowadays, we have to be careful with what we say when it comes to K-pop, because everything is taken out of context, everything is taken too seriously, everything will start a fan war. It's so exhausting, honestly. Again, people should relax. It's just K-pop. Fans who treat idols as if they're your actual friends, besties, boyfriends, girlfriends, brothers, sisters, or whatever, at a point where they actually believe that they have this kind of relationship with the idols, it's actually cringy and creepy. Like, you don't even know them on a personal level. It gives you the right to speak on their behalf. It's so true. Honestly, especially on fan calls. I think people are so fucking weird on fan calls sometimes. Like, please, their idols are real humans, they're real people, and you can go and talk about to them about like how your day went. But don't be weird. There's still people that don't know you. You know them, but they don't know you. So to act like you're close to them or like you know them better than anyone else, it's just not it. It's weird. You don't. Let's be real, you don't. This might be controversial and seems like attacking or targeted, but some Indonesian fans are creepy and perverted. I'm not Indonesian, but I understand Malay, and the comments whenever idols, especially female idols, post with even slightly revealing outfits, the comment section is always filled with perverted thoughts from these people, freely commenting whatever they want because they know international fans won't understand. I know there's a lot of international fan who does the same in their own language, but I keep on frequently seeing Indonesian comments. They are disturbing to a level that they can get cancelled if the others can understand. Mm, I can't speak on this because I do not understand Malay. I'm not Indonesian, so I'm gonna leave this up to you. If you want to comment more on it, if you agree with this person. Personally, I speak 3 languages, and I don't really have this problem with the ones I do speak. I mean, I get it that sometimes people do comment. I even do that myself. I comment in your native language, so people don't understand and it doesn't reach a wider audience. But yeah, if you say they're perverted and stuff, again, I can't vouch for that. I don't speak the language, but if you do, please comment on it and tell me your thoughts. This person said, and it's about external heroes, praising Odd and Jungsu for their dance skills and imagining them performing as idols rather than a band is okay, but wishing them to get out of the band and saying their talents doesn't shine when they're in the band is not okay. Just because they mentioned that they were originally training to be idols doesn't mean you can disrespect the hard work they poured into training day and nights to improve their skills to be in the band with external heroes. Now listen, I have a lot to say about this. I agree with you, by the way, but like, let's break this down. Let's imagine JYP never went for Sungmin and Jungsu, like they were still in trainees. People always mention this, like, oh, they should have stayed idols. Okay, let's imagine they did. They were trainees. What group would they be in? They would be still training. There's no JYP boy group right now, is there? No. So what do you mean they should have stayed idols? They would not be debuting soon enough. I mean, I don't think JYP has a boy group planned anytime soon. And if they did, like, how would you know that they would be good? For all I know, they could debut and y'all could be treating this new boy group like y'all treat NMIX and say like, oh no, they flop, they have bad songs, they can dance, they can sing, they can do this, they can do that. K-pop fans just cannot be content with anything, and it just proves time and time again. And this is no different. Like, the most important thing should be that they debuted, they're happy, they're in a group that they love the members, they're making great music. So that should be the most important thing and the only thing people are talking about, not what if it happened. It doesn't matter, it did not happen. And if it did, I'm sure it would have not gone like the imaginative, fantastic world people are imagining just because it did not happen. This next opinion is also about xdinary heroes. The person said, I don't know about y'all, but every time xdinary heroes performs, it's clear that they have crazy improvements and growth, both individually and as a team, and that they just debuted 1 year ago. Some K-pop idol groups doesn't even have that much improvement and growth in their first year of debut, or even their whole career. I agree. I think um they they grew a lot in anything, like especially Chunhan. Have you guys noticed how much more open he is lately? Like every time he just, I don't know, it's just I'm so happy for him. It makes me really happy to see him interact a lot more and speak a lot more and be more open. And that alone just shows how much more they grew, like not only as a team but also their chemistry and like how they interact with being idols. But yeah, I also agree with you. I think each member's skills improved so much in 1 year. Like that's insane. And also, not only they're like, oh my god, I can't even talk. I'm just so happy talking about them. But like, oh my god, their chemistry, like their oh my god, I agree with you. Let's just leave it at that. This person said, "Stunning K-pens, K hip hop, and K R&B," and it said like, "Yay!" Yeah, I agree. They make great music. Honestly, I love like pop, not pop, but rock and emo music. So K-pens are like the perfect mixture between K-pop and rock. So they just meet in the middle. Oh, I love it so much. K hip hop. I don't listen to it a lot, but it's really good. The ones I do listen to are really good. K R and B. Oh my god, I cannot speak. KRBNB. Car- KRNB. Sorry. Anyways, KRNB. Not Airbnb. Oh my. Anyways, KRNB. I cannot even speak. How do you expect me to give you my opinion? But yeah, I agree. The genres are great. I think Korea has great music, not just in K-pop, but overall. Because they're very diverse. I mean, I'm gonna start dwelling on this, but let's just say it's very good. I feel like K-pop stars are too quick to cancel idols instead of educating them and letting them fix their mistakes. I agree. I think so too. And I think some some K-pop stars are really weird about um these issues too. Like I feel like some K-pop stars even like when idols fuck up. It's so weird. You know when even when the idol apologizes, you'll see that issue being brought up again and again, and like calling that idol this thing or that thing, and be like, oh no, they fucked up in like 2015. Which okay, sure, you can just not like them anymore and not support them anymore. But it's weird when when a group that is doing well suddenly has a member that does something, and all of a sudden there's like this wave of people hating on them and people being like, "Oh my god, I knew they were not to trust of. I knew he was this and that." It's just weird, and it shows that you don't really care about the issue being at hand. Like, please don't be so insensitive about these things. If you want to cancel idols because you think what they did is not forgivable, that's fine. But yeah, I think educating people and letting them fix their mistakes is very important, especially when it was like the bullying thing. Like, if we're gonna be canceling idols because of bullying that they did when they were 12, unless it was something really, really bad, like, let's be for real, they were very young. They're grown ups now. They definitely are not the same people. So let's not just dwell on something they did so long ago just to ruin their careers because you're a nasty person that doesn't want them to be successful. Sexualizing and hating K-pop boys, whether they're minors or adults, is so normalized, and no one bats an eye because they're boys. That's messed up, to be honest. Yeah, it's true. I think hating K-pop idols overall is obviously very normalized, especially if they're minors. Like, it's just so fucking weird when you see people hating overall. But I think I agree with you. When it's K-pop boys, the hate is really, really weird and sexualizing. I don't know why. But it's so normal to have like not safe for work accounts of K-pop boys. Maybe it's just me and I'm not very into like that type of content. But it just makes me very uncomfortable. When when people make like fan art, not safe for work fan art of K-pop idols. Again, I don't even know if it's wrong or not, or maybe it's just me. But yeah, I just think like if it was of a female idol, people would not be content with this. But when it's K-pop boys, it's actually a pretty normal thing. I don't know, let me know if you also find it weird or is it just me. Body shaming idols is getting more normalized by fans. I guess I agree in the sense where it's more subtle than we think, like how idols with certain body types will be more biased or more complimented than others that are less, let's say, skinny, for example. I don't want to be bringing up names for on this topic, especially because I'm not going to be talking about idols' bodies. But yeah, if you, it's definitely something to think about. The reason why I think most fourth gen idols don't stand out individually is because they have less training period than the second and third generation idols. Idols with longer training periods or have more experience usually stands out more because they have already developed skills and techniques that are above and beyond average. By the way, I know there's many second and third gen idols that with less training period, and there's also fourth gen idols who train more than 3 years and can still stand out. So, like, this opinion kind of comes from the perspective of skill versus talent. Obviously, you can have talent and not have skill, and you won't go anywhere. But I do agree that the more training period obviously will make a better idol. Very rarely we see cases where an idol has trained a long time is not super good at, especially like in every area. But for example, Lily from NMIX, she trained a long time, but we see clips from her. Or Yedam from Treasure. Well, was from Treasure. He trained a long time, but we see clips from him when he was younger, and he was already really good. Like he already had the talents, but obviously the years of training also improved his skill. So in his case, for example, let's say the years he trained did help, but if he didn't train as long, he would still be very talented. You know what I mean? Like it's you have to look at it from both perspectives. Like skills do help, and developing the skills do help, but having talents, I think, is the most important thing. But yeah, obviously, of course, if an idol doesn't train as long, they'll probably be less developed in most techniques that K-pop idols need to have. I'm not sure if overall the third gen idols did train longer than fourth gen idols currently. But yeah, I think it all is very relative, and you have to look at each case individually. And also, I think I see a lot of criticism towards the fourth generation in terms of the third generation idols. And I mean, it's just cyclical at this point, you know. Once the fifth generation is like on its peak, everyone is gonna be like, "Oh, the fifth generation lacks in comparison to the fourth generation." Just I'm sure it happened when third generation idols were debuting, and people are like, "Oh no, this generation sucks in comparison to the second generation." So yeah, I mean, I don't disagree or agree with you if you think so, and if idols don't in the third generation don't really stand out individually to you. That's your opinion, and I respect that. Shipping idols for fun and cute interaction is acceptable. Mhm. Is acceptable than shipping idols while hoping and believing they are actually together in real life. Yes, I mean I don't hate shipping. Okay, let's break this down. Shipping is fine. If you wanna ship idols for fun, if you wanna read fan fiction, if you wanna, be like, oh, they're soulmates, so cute. They hugged in this moment. They were so cute. But that's fine. That's acceptable. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you start actually believing, um, I think this was the first opinion we had, and when I discussed this too. Like, no, baby, no, just no. In the same group, let's say in the same group in this case, if two idols are dating, if they're the same gender, you'll most likely never find out, and they are most likely not actually dating. You don't even know if they're actually friends. Okay, that's a reach, but let's just say we don't know what happens behind closed doors. Imagine if the idols actually hate each other and you're shipping them. I mean, I doubt that's if people ship them. I doubt that they hate each other. But imagine, like, we don't know them. That could be real because we don't know them. So why are you shipping them? Would you go up to random people in like your school and ship them randomly and like take photos of them and be like, oh my god, here, look at her. No, that's weird. You wouldn't do that. So don't do that to famous people you don't even know. Idols can be delusional to like their fans, but I always worry about their future relationships because if idols keep on treating fans like their own girlfriends and keep feeding fans delusional minds, they might have a hard time to get accepted by the public when their private relationship is announced. I agree. I think some idols should really just put an end to it, but I do think they sometimes are pressured by their companies or just think that they shouldn't, behave a certain way because they're idols. But honestly, I think we should debunk that. I think we should normalize idols being like, "No, shut the fuck up." When when the girl's like, can we date up? Just shut the fuck up." I think this should be normalized. Honestly, I mean, I don't think idols want to be delusional with their fans by choice. I think they do it because it's their job, and they do seriously think they should in order to not get hated on. But yeah, it's already very hard when idols that do set boundaries have a relationship. Like every single time an idol gets a relationship, at least a few fans will be pissed off out of jealousy. So idols that do fit that fantasy will have it so much worse. It's so true. And last one for this video, this person said, "Love Wani, best K-pop YouTuber for real, all facts, no printer." That was so cute, thank you for making me laugh after this very turbulent video. I hope I didn't offend anyone. accidentally or unintentionally hate on any idol or any group. I seriously don't hate any group. I think even the groups I don't really stand or don't listen to, I think idols are just people that have a job we can more closely follow, and that doesn't really give us a right to act or be mean to them or be disgusting to them or comment on their lives or bodies or relationships or hair colors or whatnot. Like, let's just be kinder, please. Yeah, that was the video. I'll probably do a part two, maybe a three if I talk too much in the next one. So hopefully soon. I want to get these three videos, these all opinions, ones right after the others. So maybe next week because there's New Year's. Whatever. You'll see me soon. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know your opinions or if you disagree with any opinion. Do remain respectful, of course. This is a safe space. It's a respectful space. In the Love Wani channel, we're all adults. Even if you're 12 years old, you're gonna be an adult here. You're gonna be respectful and mature, and you're not gonna hate on anyone. Even if the popular opinion, an unpopular opinion was hating on someone, you don't. We don't do that. Anyways, bye bye.